Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Becca. I'm an elementary music teacher and I am also a business owner. And here on this YouTube channel, we're to talk all about how to balance all of the things that you've got, thrown up in the air. So originally I was going to start this YouTube channel off with talking about our Vlogmas and just kick it off with Vlogmas. But then I thought, it might be a good idea to tell you a little bit about who I am and what we're doing here and how I got to this point. So we're going to talk about all of those things in this video. We're going to talk about who I am, why I'm here, what we're doing, and how my business has changed over the past 4 years and why this is here, basically. Because those of you who have followed for a while are like, Becca, why did you need a third YouTube channel? We're going to talk about that here in this video. Let's grab a cup of coffee and I will meet you back here in just a moment. All right, and we're back. I brought my More Frosting Please mug, so I thought that was pretty aptly something that seemed like me. So I'm gonna let those cool down before I drink, but let's get started. So if you haven't met me, hey, I'm Becca, and like I mentioned, I'm an elementary music teacher. So my story begins 4 years ago when I started teaching elementary music, and I got there and I started teaching and I was like, I know nothing. And so I would start looking for all of these different ideas and I could find hardly anything. And I was so frustrated by the lack of information and the lack of ideas that I could find that I ended up deciding to create a blog. So on this blog, I started sharing anything that worked, was basically what was going. And I was very open about the fact like, hey, I'm a brand new teacher. This is what I found that worked and this is what's, going on. And here's, this one thing that I really liked. And here's, just all of those things, and kind of documented the process of being a first year teacher, which was kind of cool. And I did that for a whole year. I did this actually in our old house. My husband and I got married when I was still in college. I was 20 years old, and so we were renting a guest house on his parents' property, and we it was one room. It was smaller than my classroom. We didn't have a real kitchen. I literally cooked all of our meals on like a hot plate and a toaster oven, and we didn't even have internet. So I would write my blog posts out on like a Word document, and then I would go up to my mother-in-law's house to like do our laundry, and I would sit there while the laundry was going and I would like make it into like an actual blog post on the internet and everything. And that's how I got my start. And I did that for the first year. At the end of that year, we moved into this house and got our internet. So, two wins for us. And then that following year, I started creating more stuff for my kiddos. And so I had to first of all figure out how to make things for music, because like it's very hard to make things for music because you need like music notation. I didn't know how to do that. And so I started making more stuff for my kids and more things that were like specific to songs we were learning and concepts we were learning. And I wanted to start sharing those with my people on the blog, but I was like, no. First of all, I need a good way to have you download these things, and secondly, it's a lot of work, and so I didn't really want to give it all away for free after I did all that work. And so that led me to Teachers Pay Teachers. So if you're not familiar, Teachers Pay Teachers is an online store. It's kind of like Etsy, but for teachers, and it's all digital downloads. So there's no physical products, but you can go and you can sell or you can purchase different like digital downloads. You can do like PowerPoints and printable things and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, oh, well, I could, sell these things I've been making in my classroom on Teachers Pay Teachers, and then help more teachers, and have more access to all these things that I've been talking about. And so that seemed like a really good idea. I did as much research as I can. When I started, there was like nothing. And so I figured out like 1 or 2 things, and I was like, let's just go for it. And you'll see that's a common theme with me, is I'm like, I'll research for a little bit and then I'm like, let's just do it. I don't know anything, but we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be great. And so that's what we did. And by we, I mean me. That's what I did. And I started making things on Teachers Pay Teachers. Now at that same time, I also thought, I was watching Pocketful of Primary, who is an elementary teacher that's really great, and she would do these vlogs of her classroom, and she would talk about her products in there, and I was like, that is such a great marketing tool, because you can talk about your products without being like super open into your products. Also, I can like sing the songs we're doing, and I can explain things more fully. So at the same time, I started my YouTube channel. So year 1, started my blog. Year 2, I added my TPT shop and I started my YouTube channel. And I did that for a long time. I was very happy, grew very slowly. And actually, when I started my YouTube channel, I did something that was both really bad and really good, and that is that I would also talk about my TPT journey. And so like after a month, I talked about what I'd learned in my first month, and I talked about how much money I made and all of these different things. And the reason that was good and bad is because number one, it was great because I started to amass a following of people who were being on Teachers Pay Teachers, but it was bad because people who wanted music tips did not care about the Teachers Pay Teachers stuff. And so it was like confusing YouTube, confusing my subscribers, and it was a whole big thing. All that to say, we fast forward a little bit, and 2.5 years into my business, I started really going ham on my Teachers Pay Teachers stuff because I noticed that that was who was doing better. Those videos were doing better than my music thing. So I was like, okay, let's lean into that. And so I started posting more videos. I made my first course talking about how to create a Teachers Pay Teachers store. I'll link that down below if you're interested. And that went really well. That was right during the pandemic in 2020. I had a very small following, but it still like sold a couple, and so I was pretty happy. And then that following fall, I had really gotten to the point where it was like, okay, the Teachers Pay Teachers has taken over. And so what I did is I split my YouTube channel and I created a new channel, Becca's Music Room, where I put all of the music stuff, and I actually downloaded all the videos so I could still use all the videos I already had made. They didn't go to waste. And I put them onto the new YouTube channel, and I made that one, the one is just called Becca Davis, and that one stayed as a TPT specifically. And so I did that in 2020, yeah, in the fall of 2020, and that was a very smart move. That helped a lot. It helped both channels to grow really well, and it really helped me to like find my dual love of all of the things. Now my YouTube channel was still kind of a hot mess, and so when the I was still doing like lots of vlogging and some things that like people didn't really care about and all of that kind of stuff. So as time went on, that year of 2020 to 2021 was when I was actually teaching from home almost the whole time. And so I really leaned into my business almost as like a saving grace because teaching was just so stressful at the time and just so unfulfilling and so frustrating that being able to work on my business was really helpful because I was like, I feel like I can actually move forward. And so I made tons of products, I made tons of videos, I did all of the things. I made new courses, I wrote books. So I have a book that's up there, I don't want to get it, but it's called The Happier Teacher Life. And so I published that during that time. It came out in October of 2020. It's available on Amazon. I'll link it down below if you want to check that out. It's all about like self-care for teachers, but like actual practical self-care, because that's what I'm into. And then I, you know, just like kept chugging, made courses and all the things. And that, I guess, takes us to where we are now. And so now what happened is we're into a new December, and I wanted to do Vlogmas like I've done the other years. But I was really frustrated because I was like, you know, that's not really what my channel is about. And I really would love to do Vlogmas. I want to talk about Christmas decorations. I want to talk about baking cookies and like all these fun things. And it's not what people come to me for. And I know it's not going to perform well. And it's just going to be a lot of work for like nothing, basically. So what, talking to my husband and just kind of thinking through what to do, I created this. So for a long time I've talked about wanting, not talk to y'all, but talk to like my husband, talk to myself, thought to myself that I wanted to create a vlogging channel where I could do vlogs and where I could talk about fun things and all of those things I'm interested in that aren't necessarily like TPT related. And I kept putting it off because I was like, the last thing you need is another YouTube channel. And I got to this and I was like, I want to do Vlogmas, I want to do fun stuff, and I can't. And I was like, you know what? We're just gonna go for it. I told you that's my prerogative. I researched for like a couple weeks and then I'm like, let's do it. So that's where we are. And I decided to start this YouTube channel, which is Becca Davis vlogs. So on my other channel, it's both of the other ones are still available. Becca's Music Room if you need elementary music help, Becca Davis for TBT help. But what we're gonna do is that one's gonna be specifically just my TBT tips. This one is going to be everything else. And so I'm bringing over the things you love from that one. So I know you love the vlogs. I know you love the coffee chats. That's what we're doing over here. We're going to move those over here to this channel. And then we're going to add in other fun things. So we'll do more vlogs. We'll talk about like productivity. We'll do lots of plan with me's because I love those. And they're just so much fun. We'll talk lots about productivity and about balancing the side hustles and all the things when you have all the balls up in the air and you're trying to just, you know, make sure nothing falls and shatters. And so just trying to like navigate all of the different things, as well as fun stuff like decorating our house for Christmas and things like that. We'll also do some Disney stuff. I'm going to Disney really soon, so I'll do like a Disney vlog and we can talk more about that if you have questions. But yeah, that's kind of how we got here and all of that good stuff. Man, I thought that was gonna be a much longer video, but here we are. Let's see, anything else you need to know about me? I love to read, I love to plan, I love to goal set. I have 2 dogs, I have a husband, like I said, got married at 20. He's still going strong 5 years later, so we're doing pretty well. I've been at the same school for this is my 5th year of teaching, and so I've been at the same school the whole time, with the somewhat exception of teaching from home for like almost a full year. That was crazy town. Let's see, I am a music teacher, so I love to sing. I try to play the cello, but I'm not very good at it. I really would like to get better at the piano, but that would require more time in order to do that. And so, you know, there's that. I love to paint. I love pretty much anything creative. If it's creative, I want to do it. I want to make videos. I want to write books. I want to paint things. I want to illustrate. I want to, you know, make music. Like, I just want to make things and create things. And that is where my joy lies. When I am creating, I am so happy. And that is definitely my favorite thing. So I would love to know a little bit about you since we're starting this new channel. So let me know down below who you are, what you're interested in. Do you have a business? Do you teach full-time? You know, anything we have in common, anything that's different about us, let me know down in the comments, and especially let me know what kind of things you want to see so that I know what to do going forward, especially into the new year. Thank you guys so much for being here, and now that you know a little bit about me, make sure you go check out the other videos to learn more about all the things we're talking about, and I will see you next time. Bye!